Hey Prabhu, DV sir, DV sir, sound చేయొద్దని చెప్పు. Hey, good morning, all of you. So today I'm going to deal with a new topic called the same second unit, last one, but very small topic. So soon we'll cover this topic and then get back to third unit. We'll begin the third unit also. So that is, I'll give introduction on PHP. Please, some people soon after I shared my link for the classroom to join in your WhatsApp group. What they are doing is they are joining immediately. Then immediately they are leaving. I don't know what they are going to get. They don't even type their text their roll numbers. Example: E0 Shivacharan. I even texted him. So daily I'm observing. I'm observing some other people. They are joining and texting their roll number and leaving. But this fellow is joining and just leaving the class. I don't know what purpose he's getting. I don't know. He's not even getting attendance also. Ask him to call in the afternoon after 2 p.m. Nishit, are you there? Nishit, you are the CR, right? And one more person, E5 or E3, I don't know. Kishore, Kishore, roll number E5, I think. Yeah. So he has attended only 3 classes till now. Beginning, he has attended 3 classes. After that, he was absent continuously for the past 1 month or so, even more than 1 month. I don't know exactly, right? So inform these two people to call me in the afternoon after 2 p.m. 2 or 2:30 p.m. Ask them to call me. Otherwise, I'm going to mark absent for other classes also. So currently, we are coming to college and taking the classes for you. Understand? We are not at home. We are taking risk and coming to college and taking classes. You people sit at home and attend the classes. It is becoming so difficult for you people. Most of you. I'm not saying all of you, but some people are there in your section. I know who is attending. I'm observing who is attending the regular classes, who has 100% attendance in my class till now. There are some people I know who they are. I'm not going to name them, but there are some people even attending immediately when I share the link. They're joining the class and then immediately leaving. So, what is the advantage in that doing so is once you join, later if I don't admit also at any time you can come and join the class and then text your roll numbers even at the end of the class. That is the advantage you get in doing so. So you don't want to listen to the class, so you just want to get the attendance. That's it, right? If that is the case, don't join my class. I'm not going to give you an attendance. Even offline classes also, I'll ask you to get out of the class. Not interested. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to give you attendance. So the new topic called XHTML. So we have seen many technologies till now. So we have learned these technologies like HTML and CSS and JavaScript, XML. Now, small topic about XHTML. We'll wind it up within 5 to 10 minutes, not more than 5 minutes, I guess, if I take it properly. After that, I'm going to start PHP. Okay. So, what is the purpose of HTML? HTML is used for presentation, for presenting the data. Right? CSS for what purpose? Add file to web. Presenting the data means it also involves creating web pages. What type of web pages you can create? Static web pages you can create HTML. Into those static web pages, you can add styling using CSS. Coming to JavaScript, add this activeness, validate data, generate dynamic content. So these are the major features of JavaScript, right? Coming to XML, is used for what? To store, transport data. Coming to XHTML, so this XHTML is going to include both the features of XML and HTML, but it is not going to include the complete features of XML. But mostly it will have HTML. It will be like HTML. It is a HTML document completely. It is a HTML document. But you're going to use some HTML features also. So, and even the file also you need to save it with .html extension. So let me list out these points for you regarding this XHTML. So XHTML stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. So it is only HTML. It is a purely HTML, but added to that HTML, add an extensible feature to this HTML. So then it will become XHTML. So you know why XML is called as extensible, right? So what is this XHTML? XHTML. It combines both the strength of HTML and XML together. And the documents that are created using XHTML or XML conforming as they are readily viewed, edited, and validated with standard XML. Okay. So I forgot to tell one thing. Uh, we have discussed about DTD and schema in the previous classes. So the purpose of DTD and schema is validate an XML document. So to validate an XML document, you can install a software, validate XML validator software on your computer, then give as input to that XML validator tool both the XML file as well as the XML schema or DTD, whatever you want to use. So sometimes you may have separate softwares for DTD and separate software for schema. Some softwares will include both schema and DTD. So you have to create these documents, XML document and corresponding DTD, give as input to your software that is installed on your computer. Then it will perform that validation using that DTD. Similarly, if it is schema, you can also give as input along with XML document schema. There are some online tools also available, so better to use online tools. So if you Google XML validator tools, then you'll get a lot of online validator tools for XML documents. So there directly you can upload XML document and DTD schema and then validate them. Right? So I'm leaving it the task to you because that is a simple thing. You know how to write XML document and you know how to write DTD and how to write schema and how to create an XML document and how to create a DTD and schema documents. You know everything. The only thing you need to know is you need to install either the software or you can use it online and upload your documents and then simply click on a button, then they get validated. So if your XML document is not following the DTD schema structure, then it will tell you where you violated the structure, right? So based on that, we can correct it and finally make a valid and well-formed XML. There are many tools available online. So I suggest you to use those tools for validating XML documents. Right? So let us come back to this XHTML now. Look at the second one. XHTML documents are XML conforming as they are readily viewed. XML conforming means what? Whatever syntax rules you have in XML for XML documents, so the same syntax rules will also be implemented for this XHTML document also, right? So they are readily viewed, edited, and validated with standard XML. Whatever tools you have for XML, so you can use the same tools for validating the HTML document. Then look at the third one. XHTML documents can utilize applications such as scripts and applets that rely upon either the HTML document object model or the XML document object. Every markup language will have DOM, this document object. So, as such, HTML will have a DOM and XML will have a DOM. Right? So the browsers will have all these features. For HTML, every browser will have a parser, which will parse through each and every tag you have. So, that is the reason why you are able to extract the content using JavaScript. Right? So Java will act like a parser there. Right? So and your browser supports JavaScript. Right? So just like XML parsers, even HTML documents will also have parsers inbuilt in every browser. Right? So as such, the document object model will be different for HTML and it will be different for XML. XHTML documents can utilize applications such as scripts in the sense what JavaScript or programs, and applets, which are based on Java, which rely on either the HTML or XML. Means what? So these scripts and applets or any other scripting language program, they will be dependent for data validation on these HTML documents and XML documents because these present the data and store the data, right? And look at the next point. HTML gives you a more consistent, well-structured format so that your web pages can be easily parsed and processed by present and future web browsers. Coming to HTML, HTML doesn't strictly implement the rules that we follow for XML, right? Even if you can give a opening tag in capital letters and closing tag in small letters, it will be accepted. But XML is not like that, right? It has strict rules. So if you create an opening tag in lowercase letter, uppercase letter. But that is not the case with HTML. And even if you forget to close a HTML tag, the output will be clearly visible for you. You don't have any problem with that web page. You open a table tab, but you forget to close table tab. Even then, your table will be displayed without any issue. So that means what? Pure HTML is not having so many syntax rules strictly implemented as they are implemented for HTML, sorry, XML. Okay, so XHTML gives you more consistent and well-structured format because it follows the rules that are followed for XML. What you are going to do is you are going to create a HTML document itself. But when you are creating a HTML document, you will follow all the rules that you follow for XML documents. So, what are the syntax rules you have for XML documents? Every tag that is open must be closed. They are case sensitive, right? And XML tags must be nested properly, and attributes must be ported. These are all some of the syntax rules that we saw for XML documents, right? But we don't follow these syntax rules for HTML tags. But if you follow the same rules that we follow in XML document, even in HTML document, and add a doc type, and for HTML tag, if we use an attribute to mention that this is a XHTML, then automatically your HTML document will be converted into XHTML document. You don't even need to change the extension of the file. The extension of the file will remain as .html, but only to make your XHTML document. I'll show you an example program, and you'll understand very well, right? So your XHTML will give you will make your web pages, either static web pages or dynamic web pages that you create using HTML. They'll become more consistent. They'll be well structured because you follow all the syntax, and they'll be supported by all the existing and the coming future browsers. So to make your HTML pages more structured and consistent, you're going to use this XHTML policy, right? XH, the last point. Look at the last point. Slide. XHTML documents must be well formed. Well formed means what? By following the syntax rules, right? So any XML document which is following all the syntax rules is called as a well-formed XML document, right? Similarly, if your HTML document is also following all the syntax rules, then we call this as a well-formed XML. So let us list out the syntax rules. First rule is write a doc type declaration at the start of your XHTML document. Right? This is mandatory. It must be at the beginning. Write all XHTML tags and attributes in lowercase. Don't use uppercase. In HTML, we use both uppercase and lowercase together, right? Because it is case insensitive. But in an XHTML document, it is not like so. We need to use mandatorily lowercase. Then close all XHTML tags properly. If you open an XHTML tag, then you need to close it properly. You cannot forget to close it. And nest all the tags properly. So whichever is opened last must be the first to be closed. So that is how nesting is done. Nesting must be done properly means what? Which has opened last must be the first one to close. Like last in first principle stack, right? So the same rule you need to follow in nesting the tags. That means what? Inside HTML opening and closing tag, you have a head tag. So that means what? After opening HTML tag, you open head tag. So head tag must be the first one to be closed, not HTML, right? And even before you close head tag, if you try to close HTML tag, can you call that as they are nested properly? No, they are not nested. Right? So nesting properly means what? Which one is the first tag to be opened? That must be the last one to be closed. So that tag is nothing but the root tag. Right? And quote all the attribute values. So do not forget to do quotation marks, double quote marks, or single quote marks for your attribute values. Replace the name attribute with ID attribute. That means what? In HTML documents, we'll be using name attribute, right? Instead of using name attribute, use ID attribute. Duplicate the language attribute of the script. In a script, your HTML document, we will also create a script tag, right? So in the script tag, you have a language attribute. So don't use that language attribute. Duplicate means avoid it, remove it, right? So these syntax rules you need to follow, and once you follow all these syntax rules, your HTML document will become automatically a XHTML document. Fine. And if you look at the document structure, your XHTML document structure, XHTML doc type is mandatory, and the XML NS attribute in HTML. HTML tag, you need to use this XML NS attribute. We have used this XML namespace attribute in XML document. So the same XML NS attribute must be used inside the root tag, that is the HTML, right? In XML document, the root tag is user defined, but in HTML document, the tags are not user defined, right? Even in XHTML also, the tags are not user defined. We'll take all the syntax rules of XML, but we don't follow the concept of user defined tags in XHTML, right? So that is the reason why we are preserving the user predefined tags in HTML as it is, but we are taking the syntax rules from the XML document and combining together. So that will form the XHTML document. So these are mandatory. XHTML doc type is mandatory. XML namespace attribute in the root tag, that is HTML, is mandatory. And HTML head, title, and body are mandatory. So you cannot simply leave this HTML. Even if you don't use the HTML tag, head tag, title tag, and body tag in your normal HTML program, your program will be displaying the output without any issue. But that is not the case with XHTML. So you should not skip these tags: HTML, head, title, and body. because as per the syntax rules, there must be a root tag, right? In XML. So same syntax rule will follow here also in XHTML. So there must be a root tag, and this root tag must definitely have head tag, title tag, and body tag. These are mandatory. The remaining tags are optional. If you require, you'll use them, otherwise you don't. But that is not the case with normal HTML programs that we have seen in first unit. There, even if you skip HTML tag, head tag, body tag, directly write a paragraph tag, it will work well. You will not find any issue in it. Okay, but here coming to XHTML, you must definitely use them. These are mandatory. And XHTML elements, they must be properly nested and they must be always closed. Elements must be in lowercase only. Documents must have one, right? So these things, if you follow the structure and element rules and this syntax, then your HTML document will become XHTML document, right? So, and coming to attributes also, attribute names must be in lowercase only, and the values that you give for attributes must be quoted, and attribute minimization is forbidden. So, what is attribute minimization? We have seen it in XML document. Attribute minimization. So, do you remember? Forbidden means what? What do you mean by forbidden? Anyone say what is forbidden? Hello? Everyone there? Yes. Okay. Fine. Then the doc type declaration is mandatory and the doc type must be like this. So an exclamatory angular bracket open, exclamatory mark, and then doc type keyword followed by what type of document you are creating, whether it is XML document or HTML document. HTML document. You have to use this HTML. Then this public keyword must be used and its value must be mentioned like this. Public, no need to give any assignment operator, give a space and open the double quote. At the end, close the double quote. In between that, give this one. World Wide Web Consortium documentation. Right? So BPD XHTML version 1.0 transitional double slash EN stands for English language. And then again in double quotes you need to do this w3.org tr slash xhtml1 btd xhtml1 transitional dot btd. So this is the document type definition that you can use for validating your XHTML document. Right? So you need not write any BTD on your own. So these BTDs will be used. So need not worry about anything. So this is mandatory in every HTML document. Before you open the HTML root tag, this tag must be, this doc type declaration must be done. Right? So let me show you that example program. So look at this doc type I have used it at the beginning, and then the root tag HTML is open, and for that root tag you have to use this XML namespace attribute. You need to mention the URL. This URL must be unique, right, for every organization. So you can give any URL here, and then head must be mandatory and body must be mandatory. Title is also mandatory, as I told you in the previous slide. HTML head, title, and body are mandatory. Simply create this one, and in between the body opening and closing tag, you use any HTML tags like a paragraph, tables, anchor tags, all the other tags. Uh, we use them in our normal HTML programs. You can use them as they are. Right. Only thing that you are making change is you are adding this doc type declaration at the beginning for the HTML tag. And in HTML tag, you have to use this XML namespace attribute. So whatever rules you follow for this attribute in XML, the same is the case even for here. So that is the only change you need to make. So once you make these changes and follow all the syntax rules and definitely mandatorily use this HTML head, title and body tags, then HTML document will automatically become XHTML document. Okay, you need not even change the extension. You have to save this program also with .html extension only. Right? So this is about XHTML. So now that you understood how to create your XHTML, In exams also, you will not get mostly questions related to this one. But if at all, if they ask you to write what is XHTML, then you need to mention this. What is the purpose of XHTML and why you are going to use and how to convert a HTML document into XHTML document. And you need to mention the syntax rules and document structure and what are the rules you need to follow while using elements and attributes and give an example program. So then that is sufficient. Okay. So now with this we'll wind up the second unit. We'll start third unit.